This is The Scoop for Friday.
I'm Sean Canan with the WMNF News headlines. A bomb threat disrupted a theater festival in Winter Park on Wednesday. The Orlando Sentinel reports that the venue's owner says the police told him the threat was related to a false assumption that drag queens would be there. Orange County deputies cleared the theater. On the festival schedule was a play that got canceled previously. It was to be about people navigating Florida's current political climate. An 11-year-old boy was shot and killed in St. Pete last night. In a press release, the St. Petersburg Police Department says officers found the boy dead inside a home in the 4200 block of 11th Avenue South. Police continue to investigate and will give more information later. River flood warnings are still in effect for these locations after heavy rainfall from Tropical Storm Debbie. In Hillsborough County, there's flooding of the Little Manatee River in Waimama at US 301, of the Alafaya River at Lithia, of Cypress Creek at State Road 54 in Worthington Gardens, and of the Hillsborough River near Hillsborough River State Park and at Morris Bridge. In Sarasota County, there's flooding of the Myakka River at Myakka River State Park and downstream. In DeSoto County, the flooding is of Horse Creek near Arcadia at State Road 72. And in Manatee County, there's a river flood warning for the Manatee River near Myakka Head at State Road 64. That's near where the Florida Army National Guard is offering resources to community members impacted by flooding in Manatee County. WMNF's Chris Young reports areas along the Myakka River are still recovering.
Residents drove into the Myakka City Community Center Thursday to get an assortment of food, water, and tarps. Pet food for dogs, cats, and horses, and hay were also available. It comes as the area of Myakka City saw some of the worst of Hurricane Debbie's flooding. First Lieutenant Murray was one of the National Guardsmen loading cars with resources.
Unfortunately, whenever storms come through like this, we have individuals that go without clean water, they go without power, and because the stores are down, they're unable to go and get different foods.
Locations in Lakewood Ranch and Palmetto were also open for Manatee County residents to pick up supplies. Chris Young, WMNF News, Manatee County.
The United Faculty of Florida, that's a union that represents more than 25,000 members in higher education, filed a lawsuit in federal court on Wednesday. Teresa Hodge is the UFF president. She says the case in part addresses a section of a 2023 Florida law that changed how professors go through the grievance processes at their respective universities.
This arbitration ban, as it were, or as I like to call it, a lack of due process for independent arbitration by a neutral third party, which has been our right, is now being infringed upon.
In the past, the third party was brought in to hear both the university and faculty's point of view and decide how to resolve and proceed forward. But as it stands under the law now, if a professor has a grievance, a decision can be made by the university president without any other input. And Hodge says that conflicts with procedures defined in the union's collective bargaining agreements with the universities. She says the UFF understands that if an agreement expires, then both parties have the right to renegotiate terms.
But they're not doing that. They're implementing the law beyond the scope of what we feel they're legally plausible to do.
Hodge says with this lawsuit, the UFF is fighting to maintain academic freedom in the classroom and the faculty's voice in their schools. On this date, 79 years ago, on August 9th, 1945, a U.S. bomber dropped a nuclear device over Nagasaki, Japan. The bombing and subsequent radiation poisoning killed about 74,000 people. It came 3 days after the U.S. dropped an atomic bomb on Hiroshima. A heat advisory will be in effect till 6 this evening. Highs will be in the low 90s, and a stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Overnight lows tonight near 80. Tomorrow, an isolated thunderstorm could develop during the afternoon. Highs will be in the high 80s. I'm Sean Canan with the WMNF News headlines.
This is The Scoop, recorded at WMNF Tampa.